Steady family, rock and come in. Rock and come in. Oh God. Old Marcus Garvey. Welcome back to the Steady Show. Big up on yourself, people. You see, when it comes to the greatest prime minister in Jamaica, it could not be Norman Manley. Too much fight for Marcus Garvey. Yes, I said it. Steady is also saying, when it comes on to the greatest prime minister in Jamaica, it could not be Michael Manley. Manley made the people them dead for hungry. When it comes to best prime minister award, PJ can't get it. In a Finsack, they mash up the whole of the people, their money. Best prime minister award, Portia can't get it. Portia choose party over country.
No one remember.
All if Peter Phillips did ball blood out and yay, he couldn't make it. He has some more gold in, he will never, ever, ever, ever get it. Ladies and gentlemen, when it come on to the greatest prime minister Jamaica has ever seen, the one and only Andrew Michael Holness, the original bro God. Big up to the best prime minister Jamaica has ever seen. This man right here, Andrew Michael Holness. Big him up, Jamaica. Big up Andrew in the comments right now. Me always one bad storyteller, but me going to try to tell one of my favorite stories. So, Miles Monroe was the first person that told this story. Many years ago, I was in a conference, or was it a tape, one of them. But I listened to the story, and him talk about a couple got married, and for Christmas, they decided to buy ham. But the husband noticed that the young hot wife we're married to, she cut the ham in a two half and throw away half of the ham when pay how much US dollar for. The man get dismayed and say, I don't understand you. Why is it that you throw away half of the ham when we spend so much money for buy? The wife looked at the man and said, because my mother always do it. Him said, throw away half of the ham? She said, yes. So him run go over a mother-in-law and say, Mommy, me need to understand something. Wifey just cut the ham when me buy for how much money in the supermarket a while ago in a two half, and she dash away half of the ham. So I'm ask her why she do it. She tell me, say, you do it. I choose I tell. The mother look at her and say, yes. The man in not dismayed, no man. I said, well, Andy, what you mean by that? So him said, then why did you do it? The mother-in-law look at the man and say, because my mother always do it. So him run go over the grandmother-in-law now, and the man now dismayed. Him don't know what to do. And him say, Grandma, I'm distressed. I gotta ask you something. My wife just threw away half the ham that I bought a while ago. She cut the ham in two, threw away half the ham, and when I asked her about it, she said that her mother did it. So I went to my mother-in-law, which is your daughter, and I asked her if she did it, and she said yes. And when I asked her why, she said, because you did it. Did you really do it? The grandmother-in-law looked at him and said, yes, I did it. But you know the reason why I do it? She said, back in the day, we never really have no fridge, we didn't have a big pan. So what we had to do was to cut the ham and fit the ham in the pan that we had, and the rest of the ham we had to throw away because we did not have a big enough pan to fit the ham. So you know what the story is all about. It's a really. So he left the house. But you know what the story is really about, right? Tradition. People follow tradition without even looking at if tradition really works anymore. This man's wife now has big fridge, but she picked up a tradition without really realizing why she picked up that tradition there. I'm using that to talk about how we look at politics. Not just in Jamaica, but all over the world. But a Jamaica we think this, so we'll talk about Jamaica. That's how we look at politics. A lot of times we follow people who they vote a certain way, they vote for a certain color, they vote for a certain party without questioning why they voted. So it's a shame to say I started paying attention to politics at a very late stage in my life. As a matter of fact, I never really got seriously interested in politics until Andrew Holness came around. And the reason why is because Andrew was not doing what everybody did before. He was different. Being a boss in the workplace back in the day and hearing whole heap of my employee them say, hey, I'm going to vote for Andrew. You know why? Because Andrew has increased the income tax threshold. Big up to Andrew. Andrew had a big idea. I worked with hundreds, thousands of people across organization and everybody, it was the same thing. Andrew had a big idea. And as much as Portia Simpson Miller was loved in 2016, and as much as the race was close, this young man from St. Catherine, who grew up in a single parent home, had an idea, won the election, took it from the PNP, who had had so many years. Big up yourself, Andrew. That was the beginning of something great. And big up to the Jamaican people them and the young people them and everybody that he was able to get on board. And since Andrew come in a politics, are the most young people me see get in a politics. Listen, may I say big up Andrew. Me as a man, me love my bourbon. Big up, big up. See green apple there? Hey, when I buy this bourbon here for the woman them and stop by them, the fool drinks them. They will love this. Put some Pepsi on it. Nice! But anyway, let's get back to the story. This man had an idea. He ran his term and he may not have been perfect, but as a young man coming into politics, he had a lot to learn. And by the second term, COVID hit, challenges come, Andrew had to mature and Andrew had to make big decisions. I would know enough people turn with for Andrew, you know, when Andrew start talk about state of emergency and whole heap of things with the COVID. But look at what the world is saying now that Andrew took those measures. You see, Jamaican will love the party and will love to be out there and we like to take risks sometimes. I will know, so when you come from a poor background, sometimes the only little fun you have, sometimes the party and the music and all of them little things. So I understand that a lot of people were upset. Look how well this man handled the COVID for a young man, young prime minister, youngest to ever become prime minister in Jamaica. So that was one thing. And throughout his administration, people criticize him, crime, they like call him dictator or whatever. The man is not a dictator, the youth is disciplined. Discipline is the reason why Andrew Holness has reached so far. When good, hard-working Jamaicans look at Andrew, they see themselves, he might have look a kin color, but Andrew they come from among the brown stock of people, them, you know, the Finsack, rich white people, them with big last name and all the Tapanaris. Him they come from the Tapanaris stock. And when you see how this man interacts with the common Jamaican, it's a good thing. So listen, the people them love Andrew. That's the reason why they gave him a first term and a second term and they're going to give him a third term. Make no bones about it. So Andrew is the best prime minister Jamaica has ever seen. And a lot of people are mad. Mark Golding mad. Bunting mad. PNP mad. Enough die-hearted PNP mad. Risers mad. Wally put them mad because Andrew has outperformed them. You see, performance is something that you measure, you know. There's a reason why, even though we had athletes back in the day who used to do well on the world stage, there is a reason why when Bolt came on the scene. Safa had it at one point, but at some point, Bolt became the man. Johan Blake come and complain the other day, but Bolt became the man. Fraser Price did her thing. Performance is performance. We measure performance of a prime minister and the government by the development of the nation. You don't do it by the personality. We saw what Manley did with a personality. We saw what PJ did through strategy. We've seen the history of the PNP and how they have won a whole lot of elections as a result of the vote buying, all kind of games you're playing. Now, today I was talking to one of my subscribers. And I say, big up to my subscriber. There are some real ones that I'm going to show you. Real subscribers. depend this steady show ya. And a lot of people come from the garrison areas where a lot of things happen from the day when PNP run certain JLP out of certain communities, doing all manner of things, calling state of emergencies, all kinds of things that they used to do back in the day to win elections. We understand that history, and we're not here to come and share and shame anybody. All we are saying is that this man found solutions. One thing you can use and mark a good leader, is the kind of people that leader recruits to be around them. So look at Nigel. Look at the stock of people that Andrew has around him. He puts brilliant people around him. As a result, when you put those brilliant people in the room, not the top-and-Irish people, not the rich people, them will get people coming in with good ideas helping you to run the country. So look at Nigel Clark, one of the best finance ministers. When they came and they talk about income tax threshold and everything, nobody believed it, but it could have been done. The PMP tried to criticize it, but it didn't work because it was proven it could have been done. Look at the developments them where go on and want to go be a big up Father Greg. My brethren Father Greg, who is a PNP advocate, is also sharing his opinion that Andrew is performing. And at some point, folks, we have to put the performance, we have to put the interest of the country before the party. PNP has done so much in terms of what them do for them party, but they don't look out for the country like how them look out for the party, and that is wrong. And that is the reason why there's so much problems and infighting. Nobody now look on PNP right now. That is just where it is. Look how much developments are going on. Morant Bay, Clarendon, Kingston. Look how many grants are being given right now. Gopan JIS. Look at all the things that are happening simultaneously. Hospitals being built. Police stations being built. Every manner of things are happening out there under this government. Because you know what? Andrew come from among the common people, and he is developing Jamaica in the interest of the common people. Some people from the PNP section, they say them now feel the prosperity, but you cannot feel prosperity if you're not willing to work. Gone are the days when you can just depend on people for handouts. We cannot have people who are a burden. Right now, Andrew pay people for go a heart, go learn trade. You've never heard that before. Hurricane just blew the other day. Relief a come. I don't know how many ways that we can see it. I mean, go up on the man Instagram page. People on our seat. And this explains why people on social media are so mad. The only thing they talk about are illicit 6, illicit 8 or whatever. I tell us a PNP always finding out. You remember what happened the other day when they lost the election in a Peter Phillips time? You know what they say? 5 have been named. PNP, we used to hear about the gang of 5. PNP has always played. PNP too deceptive. And PNP use and abuse the government too much. And Jamaica does not want. Let me talk to you real. You use and abuse the government too much. And when you do that, you breed criminal elements in the society. Because anybody, especially if you're a man and you want free money, not even woman people that give free money nowadays. Nothing in life comes for free. But if you are going to see what the government is doing, look how much Jamaica want to fly, go foreign. Look how much Una now going to be able to do it because Una have no work history. Una now do nothing that is legitimate to be able to show to the embassy, say this a go on. And not everybody going to be able to make it on a banana boat or whatever. Some people have to do it through the right means. Work is available. The world knows that Jamaica is doing well. The world never even know how so much sometimes, no matter how the country are doing well, somebody will just want to fly out because for the look of poor man them who no come from a brown skin or no white skin or no last name. When we get to go foreign and do a little thing them, and them the thing they make we feel good. And all of this is being paved through this government. Brain drain a go on. Everybody want to teach them in Jamaica because we produce so many brilliant people. They want the teacher, they want the nurse, they want the doctors. We just talked about in the last video how when Manley was in government, 50,000 people a year did I leave Jamaica because they don't manage the economy. Listen, It is about the economy. The country is about the economy. The only time people come out and quarrel about problems where go on in the yard, most of the times are two things. They have to do with sex and money. Money is the economy. You have to have a government that is managing the resources of the people and using it to their benefit. So what else do you want? This is the guy that's running Jamaica, and we don't need to justify. We don't need to compare. Thanks to those who did well back in the day. Just like in the story, the ones before, they probably were good for those times. But we have to look at now. Before we used to love soul music back in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. And then after that, we have to learn to live without it. The world has moved on. A rap and pop and Afrobeat is now here. The world has moved on. We may still love them kind of music there, but it's a different world. We're living in a world of technology and advancements and competition. The world is a very small place, and anybody that is going to move forward, they are going to have to get on board. You have to go learn a skill. You have to learn technology. You have to be a part of something productive in the society. So for the productive Jamaicans, they are seeing that this man is the best prime minister. We are not going to listen to what the other side is saying. I just want to say big up to this man, Andrew Holness, who's been leading from in front. Sometimes you have to really wonder how this man really get to rest. When does he get to rest? Andrew is everywhere. He's a part of everything, developing Jamaica for the common man. Jamaica has always been able to move forward, but our past governments, them betray Jamaica, PNP especially, all of the resources that them spend up, and that's what they're trying to do again. So young people, this is the man to vote for on election day. Or the life might comfortable now, but believe me, had it not been for a good government, that would not be the case. Andrew Michael Holness is the man to lead Jamaica into a third term without no apology whatsoever. This is the man to take Jamaica forward. That is what we want to see. Hey, may I talk so loud that my mic dropping on, man. This is the man to vote for in the third term. If the country had developed, we saw where under Michael Manley, we had up to 30% unemployment, nothing in the reserves. The Bank of Jamaica was broke. There were no food on the shelves and so on. And a lot of this happened because Manley spent out money on social programs and other parties, them just spend it out on the comrades. Can't do this no more. We've had enough of that party. Andrew has created the model of government that Jamaica needs, whether it's from the JLP or the PNP. But the free handout government, it not gonna work, anymore. So we are say, big up to Andrew Holness. You have captured the people. Even the mayor man come out the other day and say, even the pit them love Andrew Holness. Unlike Mark Golden. Don't make Mark Golden come trick, about illicit sex. That is not going to go anywhere. Mark Golden, when are you going to renounce? We see Julian come out yesterday and we have to shoot down the foolishness with them UK citizenship. We're not renounce yet. We're not going to renounce, by the way. So here, my man, on the left, Andrew Holness, this is the best prime minister. I could go and do the research. And if you go over my channel, you will see all of the data about PNP history. This is the guy growing the economy. Everybody over the world is saying it, and a full time, everybody get on board. Me said third term for this great prime minister, Andrew Michael Holness. It's funny that he was named after Michael Manley, but he's now become the better prime minister. Hats off to Andrew Michael Holness. Go into the comments and tell me what you think about this. This is a steady saying. Like, share, and subscribe. Steady.